I'm Bailey Mahoney.
I'm Frank Morris, and we are 5th graders in Mr. Jones's classroom.
So in my class this year, we decided to do a little bit of work around mindfulness. The reason behind it is because I've noticed in the past that kids have been stressed and maybe they don't have a way to deal with that stress. After I did a little bit more research, I realized that stress is a huge part of everybody's world, whether you're an elementary school student or an adult. And the research shows that mindfulness does work, and I wanted to test it out in my class. And we went ahead and did a really fun curriculum. It had a lot of fun activities, and the results were great. They showed that almost 70% of my students lowered their stress level.
Mr. Owens introduced it to us by, first he taught us about the brain and how the brain works. Like, in order to get your brain to work, you have to slow your heart rate and you have to be able to think clearly.
So then next we kind of elaborated on mindful breathing and athletes that use it.
And famous people that use mindfulness in their work or their sports to make them really great. So we practiced what he called mindful eating. So if you have an apple slice, you had to first you had to smell it, and then you had to let it sit in your mouth. And he also taught us some ways to cope with frustration,
which kind of leads back to mindful breathing, which where we actually had this thing where you would breathe and then when you had to go down and trace your finger, you'd exhale and then inhale when you're going up. So that kind of helped with a lot of things. I have a 2-year-old brother, and sometimes he can frustrate me, and I use mindful breathing as a very neat trick to help me with that.
At school, sometimes when I get frustrated with my work or other kids, I'll try to focus on my breathing and take a couple deep breaths, and it really helps calm me down and get me more focused to try it again. We also did mindful hearing, where we had to close our eyes, and for 2 minutes we had to just sit there and listen to all the noises that we could hear.
Helped me in sports in soccer. When I look at the other team, it can be very intimidating because sometimes we have to verse people that are a year older than us, and they can be huge.
I'm a gymnast, and gymnastics can sometimes get really frustrating for me. And so, again, if I just focus on my breathing, it helps clear my mind, and then I'm able to do my work. At the beginning, I don't think many people were very excited to do it. I think they thought that it was going to be kind of boring and just learning about the brain and the different parts of the brain. But once we started actually he brought in food for mindful eating, and I think people started getting excited to do the mindfulness every day. And then at the end, looking back, I'm pretty sure people are glad that they did it, and I think it really helped lower their stress levels.
He showed us our study, and he didn't use names, but 5 people were in high stress level, and those 5 people, only 2 of them remained after mindfulness, and the 3 people that left went to low stress.
I would say that you should definitely try it because with my experience, it lowered my stress a lot.
It helps your brain work a lot easier and kind of lowers your heart rate and everything. I'm glad that he did this. I wish every teacher would teach this in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade because that's when stuff gets a bit harder.
I think it was really cool that he conducted this experiment, and I'm really glad that he did it.